I just finished school, not just GCSEs, like the full 14 years. Like I sat my final IB exams, which was my year 13 exams here, and now I'm done with school. I'm sitting on a carpet learning how to read, like not knowing English, learning how to count with my fingers, all the way up until my last IB exam where I was solving differential equations using de Moivre's theorem in my paper 3. I thought it'd be a good idea to sit down and make a video about what I learned in this 14 years. And most of the learnings are from like the last 5 years, I'll be real. Like I'm not gonna be saying like teachings I learned when I was like 5 years old. I genuinely think there is a lot to take away. Whether like you're doing on GCSEs or in your final few years of school, there's a lot I learned in terms of studying, friendship, effort, myself, and yeah, just 14 years of what school taught me and how to do well in school, of course, and get good grades. Like it wouldn't be a jspark video without how to get good grades, of course, but it's stuff that I genuinely wish someone had told me when I was 14, and I would have made my school life far better and easier to get good grades. And so the first one is to stop treating school like a 9 to 5. And what I mean by this is that a lot of students, and for me as well, kind of like sat with the belief that school is like a 9 to 5 job, whereas time equals reward. That's really not the case, because you can sit at your desk for 5 hours, and students kind of tend to think that must mean that you learned something, right? But that's not true. I used to think that the harder I worked, the better I do. But people who are getting 9s or getting A's weren't working longer than me. They were just working differently. And the more hours you study equals better grades narrative is just kind of pushed. Like it's kind of like a pre-built, like you spawn with it kind of mentality. Of course, like parents tell you to study more, and like if you study more, it feels like you're doing the right thing. But time isn't what gets rewarded, and I debunk this again and again and again, and I'm living proof of this. Retrieval is what gets rewarded. Studying smarter is what gets rewarded. Getting the same result in the less amount of time as possible. But because school trains you to clock in, real success and real getting good grades requires you to try and do it efficiently as possible. So the actual lesson that I learned is to chase efficiency, not hours. If you can finish a study session in 90 minutes that used to take 4 hours, that is the thing that you should be focusing your number one priority on. Why? Because the other things I'm about to say, like the things I learned, talk about like hobbies and stuff to do. And if studying takes up most of your time, like some people like genuinely treat student as a full-time job, which in full respect it is. But there are many ways. Like there's a reason I was able to juggle a whole YouTube channel with 500,000 people while I was studying in peak exam season. I never stopped uploading when I had my exams, unlike a lot of people. I still like did sports, I still did hobbies, I still did instruments, and that was all because I chased efficiency. It made studying far more enjoyable because I was able to complete it in less amount of time and still get the same grades. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's a really broad topic, but my entire channel and other just like YouTube videos about how to study faster exist. And so the point being is invest some time in learning how to study faster, learn the correct study techniques, and then that will make your school life so far much more easier and more enjoyable as well. And the next lesson is that the memories that stayed with me weren't the ones that where I was getting good grades. So this kind of sounds like a Disney, like a corny kind of thing, but bear with me because it's really true. When I look back across the 14 years, the moments I genuinely remember the most aren't exam results. It's my first piano competition, the orchestra trips that we did, the DV expedition where everything went wrong. It's the charity projects that me and my friends ran. It's the random Tuesday that I tried out for the badminton team. And the point is that like when you're a student, you just genuinely want to farm as many experiences as possible. Most students play it safe. They're scared of being bad at something, scared of trying new stuff. But the worst case scenario is that it doesn't work out and you slightly embarrass yourself. But like that is such a low risk, whereas the upside, the reward is huge. Like this isn't a Disney message, but genuinely kind of might be the friends you made along the way. But of course, school is important in terms of getting the good grades, and that's so there's a reason that most of my videos are about that as well. I'm telling you, like it kind of links from the last one. Don't make studying everything. If anything, learn how to study in less time and still get the same results like I did, and make time for all of these other things. School is fun when you have it like with friends and you do all these other experiences. Go on school trips, go and join the school orchestra, join a school like a sports team, genuinely how like increase your identity as a student on these other metrics as well. Pick the thing you've been thinking about doing and sign up for it. I know there's one thing that like comes to your mind when I say this, and now is like the only time in your life really where you don't have like bills to pay or taxes, right? Genuinely, like I feel so saying this. Like if someone said this to me back when I was a student, I'd just been like, like really? Go do these stuff. Join an orchestra, join the school team, take a risk outside of your comfort zone because it all really matters. This moves on to the third one. Friends are a double-edged sword. It sounds kind of contradictory to what I just said, right? Like make friends, etc. And this might be kind of uncomfortable, but what I genuinely learned is that friends will either pull you up or pull you down. Like there is no neutral. And also you become who you spend the most time with. Like you've heard the saying, right? You're the average of the 5 people you spend time with. And at school, it kind of feels like you don't really get to choose who you spend your time with, right? Like whoever's in your form, your set, your tutor group. And most students don't really question whether these people are actually helping them become the person that they want to become. Because here's the harsh truth. If your friends don't care about academics and they don't care about getting good grades, whereas you do, you will subconsciously, unconsciously pick up their mannerisms, their habits, etc. And they will shape the kind of person and student that you become. I promise you. I'm not saying drop your friends. I'm saying you need to develop the ability to detach and attach when it's possible. Like for my friends as well, like I'm grateful, and I think I deliberately kind of chose friends based on similar interests, and that's how it works, right? You will always make friends based on like your similar interests, and kind of make friends based on what you prioritize. Find people who like are on the same wavelength as you, who won't care and won't make fun of you for like posting content on YouTube. Like that's just kind of personal to me, but like, I don't know. But point being, like whether it's some friend groups like genuinely like hate on you if they kind of see you revising and studying, like and then that rubs off on you, whereas you kind of want to like study and get good grades, and that's completely fine. Find people who like respect what you're doing, and I know that can be hard, and for a lot of the time that's why you kind of have to be like a lone wolf in some regards. Like for a lot of the times as well, like because I did IB, whereas when my friends did A levels, when they were relaxing and having fun, like I'm good friends with them, but sometimes I just have to go to the library and study because of the fact that it wasn't the right time, and you just have to kind of make these choices and make kind of selfish choices for yourself and not give in to peer pressure. I think that's like the main thing. And one other thing that I learned, and it's not really a study technique, is to actually use technology to help you, because you want to save your brain power for like the actual like revision stuff, right? And so like the single most boring task in school is making presentations look good, right? Whether it's projects, presentations, or anything you have to present, you spend 2 hours on formatting and 10 minutes on the actual idea, and that's not how it should be. So that's where today's sponsor Gamma app comes in, and it makes that problem disappear. Watch this. I can take a topic, drop in my rough notes, and Gamma app turns it into a clean professional deck in under 10 minutes. I never opened PowerPoint once, but here's the part that's actually cool. It's not a magic button that's like spits out like AI slop and walks away. I'm still in the driver's seat. I can change the layout, swap colors, rearrange everything until it looks like exactly how I want it to. So the boring formatting gets handled, and the actual idea and the content is what's on screen, and it's what I can focus on. That's the whole point. This tool speeds up the tedious part, so your edge and brain power can be focused on the talking and the content. So if you've got presentations and portfolio, anything that you need to like look good without losing a weekend to do it, try Gamma app. You can scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description to try it out. But back to the video. The next thing I realized is that teachers are Play-Doh. And this sounds pretty crazy, but hear me out. It's something I figured out pretty late, like year 10, 11, and I wish I knew it from the start. Teachers are not a system that delivers you grades. They're a resource, and you actively have to use them. I used to be kind of scared of teachers, not gonna lie. It sounds pretty scary, like funny, but you have to mold them. Like you have to go and ask them questions. Like there was this one guy in my class who would like go and like find a teacher and like go out of his way to make build a relationship with them. Like you get what I mean? Just like ask for books to read, like build a relationship, like give them stuff to mark, like essays, because they will do all of that, but they won't ask you to do all of this stuff. I mean, you have to be proactive and go get all of this stuff. And so the students who get the best grades aren't the smartest. They're the ones who turn the teachers into tools. They're in the office at break time, and it sounds like Nikki and teacher petty, but going out of your way, like not like expecting them to like give you work and like mark them, and like just hating on your teachers is like the worst thing you can do. They give you as much as you put in. Show that you're proactive, and then that's when they will give you the most. The mentality that I learned is to always have the one of that everything is your responsibility. Not everything is your fault. You could genuinely have a mid teacher, but it's still your responsibility then to catch up, or like ask more questions, or like ask them to like teach you separately. I think it's really easy for students to just kind of like be like, oh, it's not my fault. And I think for me as well, like in a lot of my subjects and teachers, when I didn't like them, I'd just be like, oh, they're such a bad teacher, they teach so badly. But really, it's your responsibility still to then go out of your way and like learn or teach yourself the thing, or ask your teacher to explain it better. Point being, take responsibility in your studies, because at the end of the day, it is your grade that they're getting, and your teacher only gives you back as much as you put in. So that's like the main message. And actually a bonus, when you build real relationship with teachers, and this applies more in like year 12 and year 13, they're the ones that they will actually help you in your uni application. So point being, like when you're in year 12, year 13, etc., genuinely build a relationship with some of the teachers that you genuinely like vibe with. School also just genuinely becomes more fun when you have lessons to look forward to, and you're close with your teacher. And the next lesson is that the only thing stopping you is your mindset. It's probably the biggest one, yet the hardest one to internalize. The limit you put on yourself is real. Most students put it on themselves without even realizing. For years, I told myself that history was just a subject that I was gonna be average at. I thought that I'm just not a history person, that 7s in history are normal because it's a hard subject. These thoughts hardened over time and kind of became a fact to me without me even realizing. And I ended up getting a 9 in my actual GCSE like final things. And it wasn't because I suddenly started like getting smarter. I started just to stop believe the story that I was crafting myself into. Subconscious is wild. If you convince yourself that you're only capable of getting an X amount of subjects, I'm not a maths person, I'm not an English person, you will genuinely limit your own abilities. So pay attention to the type of stuff you say about yourself. I'm just not the type of person who can stay focused. Like I'm just not this like type of person. Like I hear that so often, like in the students that I help. Every one of these like builds a ceiling for yourself. The version of you who tries despite the story you tell yourself has access to the grades and outcomes and achievements that the version of yourself that just accepts the story will never have. And you guys knew this was coming, but genuinely, like, I realize it more and more every day, but it really was that damn phone. Your phone will control you as a student if you don't control it. I made so many videos on this, so do make sure to check them out. Just be more aware, like, and please believe me when I tell you, there's so many studies out there, etc., etc. But your phone just like deteriorates your school like life in so many regards. Firstly, it's so bad for your grades, especially if you're always on TikTok and Instagram. Like a TLDR is that basically like when you try and studying is difficult and hard, right? So scrolling is so easy and gives you loads of dopamine, and it lowers your baseline over time. Like when you try and eat an apple after eating ice cream, it tastes disgusting. When you keep on scrolling and you train your brain to like keep on seeking these novel stuff, studying of course feels disgusting and boring, and so you're never going to end up doing it. It cooks your attention span, it cooks your ability to perform in tests, etc. There's countless studies proving this. Also, it just takes time out of your day. Like if your screen time is 3-4 hours a day, like if apart from your sleeping time and eating time, etc., like in a day you only really have like what, 8 hours. And if your screen time is like 4 or 5 of them, of course you're not going to have time to study or revise, but also you just don't have time to go out with your friends or like make memories, etc. Control it now. Set up systems, set up routines, or just even be more aware that your phone has this sort of impact on your life, and just take small steps in like controlling it. Otherwise it will control you. That is one thing that I genuinely stand by. And the last thing that I learned is that it is all worth it. And I want to be honest, like school is genuinely hard. It could feel like a grind, it could feel pointless, and sometimes you wonder like, what is the point? And you might be right, and genuinely I do believe that not everyone needs to get good grades. Like F students can be F students are inventors, but like genuinely, not everyone needs to go to uni. Like more and more, there are a million different pathways in life, and people succeed without going to uni. Like that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that even for me, like I'm not sure what I want to do with my life. But there's stuff that you take, no matter what you do, regardless of the path you take. The skill of doing hard things when you don't want to. The skill of sticking with something even when it's boring. The skill of delayed gratification. The skill of learning how to study and do stuff that you don't want to do. The motivation, discipline. Those skills are the same skills that will take you through anywhere. And so the grades themselves might not matter to you, but the version of yourself who fought for the grades, who actually tried in school, you can't not go to school. Everyone has to go to school. So you might as well like try your best and see how far you can go. And so like going on from that, like a lot of students like in school, they kind of give up, like because like for example, like GCSE, oh, I'm gonna drop this subject anyway, like I might as well not try. I mean, end things on a high, right? Like if you're dropping a subject, give it your best in those final months. If your friend group is gonna like break up after 6th form, do the stuff now, make the memories now. And so yeah, like this, I don't know, I just kind of didn't want this to sound like a Disney kind of but like the point genuinely is, I don't know, like grades matter. Grades are like 80% like of school, let's be real. School will be more fun if you're good at it, so make sure to check out my videos. I teach you how to become a good student, how to study in less time so you have more time to do the stuff that you like. That's like half of it. But then also the fact that it's all worth it in the end. Do the stuff that you like don't want to do. Make sure you control your phone. Do all of these things, yeah, just to kind of like make it so that it's a time well worth spent and you don't leave with any regrets. That's the main thing, really. Anyway, if you're watching this, I'm proud of you. Yeah, hope you found this video useful. Comment if it did. I run the #1 free student community, by the way, on school. As you can see, 25k members, students all around the world, ambitious, all like doing good stuff on the same path as you. Remember, like I said before, you're the average of the 5 people you spend time with. Spend your time around ambitious students. Join superior students. It'll be in the description, completely for free. As always, I'll see you in the next video, and thank you very much for coming and watching.